Why a country's debt never gets paid. Monkey Timmy was watching the jungle news when he heard the country's debt just hit 10 trillion bananas. Timmy spit out his banana coffee. 10 trillion? Wait a second. Who does the country owe? How do you even make a debt that big? And why is it never paid off? Come here. The monkey is going to explain this whole mess from the very beginning. What is a country's debt? Start super simple. Picture our jungle. 200 million monkeys live here. Everyone working, munching bananas, living life. Who takes care of the whole jungle? The elder monkeys, that is, the government. The elder monkeys need to do a ton of things. Build liana bridges so monkeys can cross rivers. Infrastructure. Pay monkey teachers to teach little monkeys. Education. Buy medicine for sick monkeys. Healthcare. Hire monkey soldiers to protect the jungle. Security and defense. Build roads so bananas reach the market. Logistics. Pay retirement for old monkeys. Pensions and social security type benefits. Timmy counts on his fingers. Wow, that is a lot. Problem. Doing all that costs a mountain of bananas. Like, a lot of bananas. Where does the government get its bananas? Basic math. The government has 3 main ways to get bananas. 1. Taxes. The most common. It works like this. Every monkey who works and earns 100 bananas, the government takes 30. How can it take 30? Timmy is upset. It is taxes. There are taxes on almost everything. Monkey earns a salary, federal income tax, buys bananas at the market, sales tax, buys a new liana tool, sales tax again, owns his own tree or land, property tax. The government pools taxes from 200 million monkeys. That is a lot of bananas. But 2. Printing bananas. The risky one. The monkey's central bank has a machine to make paper bananas. So, just print more and we are fine, Timmy suggests. Easy there, Timmy. If they print too many bananas, this happens. Before, 1 banana bought 1 coconut. They print double the bananas. Now, you need 2 bananas to buy 1 coconut. The banana is worth less. That is inflation. It is like watering down juice. The more water you add, the less flavor it has. 3. Borrowing. This is where debt is born. When taxes are not enough and printing is dangerous, what does the government do? It borrows. Who lends bananas to the government? This will surprise you. Timmy thinks it is only evil banks. But no, many animals lend. 1. The wise owl from abroad. Other countries and international banks. The pandas of China lend a lot of bananas. The eagles of the United States lend too. 2. Rich monkeys in the jungle itself. Investor monkeys buy government paper, a public bond, that promises to pay back bananas with interest. 3. The monkey's central bank. Sometimes the central bank itself buys government bonds. It is like lending to yourself. Complicated, right? 4. You, Timmy. Me? I do not even have spare bananas. Do you have savings? A 401k? An IRA? A private retirement plan? Then yes, you lent. Those funds take your bananas and buy government bonds. 5. Pension funds for retired monkeys. Those bananas saved for the future also lent to the government. How does this loan work? Let's draw it out. The government creates a pretty paper called Treasury of the Monkeys. On the paper it says, worth 1,000 bananas. I will pay in the year 2030 with interest of 10% per year. The investor monkey thinks, great. I give 1,000 bananas today. I get 1,100 next year. The government takes those 1,000 bananas and spends them today. Problem of paying? Only in the year 2030. Why does the government keep borrowing? Let us do monkey math. Year 1, the first debt. The jungle collects 800,000 bananas in taxes. The jungle needs to spend 1 million. Missing 200,000. Solution, borrow 200,000. Year 2, the snowball starts. The jungle collects 850,000. The economy grew a bit. The jungle needs to spend 1,100,000. It always goes up. Plus, must pay 20,000 in interest from last year's debt. Now missing 270,000. Solution, borrow again. Year 3, now it is routine. Collects 900,000. Spends 1,200,000. Interest piled up 47,000. Missing 347,000. Borrow more. Timmy's eyes go wide. This way it never ends. Exactly, Timmy. That is the trick. The diabolical math of compound interest. Come here. I will show you the terror of interest. The jungle owes 1 trillion bananas at 10% interest per year. If they pay nothing, year 1 owes 1 trillion. Year 2 owes 1 trillion 100 billion. Year 3 owes 1 trillion 210 billion. Year 10 owes 2 trillion 590 billion. The debt grows by itself. Timmy panics. Yes, even if the government stopped new spending, the debt keeps growing because of interest. But who pays this whole bill? Spoiler, you do. every monkey pays in several ways. 1. Higher taxes. Does the government need more bananas to pay interest? It raises taxes. Bananas at the market get pricier. The bite out of your paycheck gets bigger. Fee for this, fee for that. 2. Inflation eats your banana. Does the government print bananas to cover debt? Your saved bananas are worth less. Prices rise everywhere. Poor monkeys suffer more. 3. Worse. Public services. Does the government cut spending to save? Hospitals run short on medicine, schools short on teachers, roads full of potholes, lines for everything. 4. Higher interest rates for you. Does the central bank raise rates to fight inflation? Loans get expensive. Credit card balances explode. Buying a treehouse gets much harder. Timmy, gloomy. So I pay for a debt I did not even make? Yep, Timmy. Welcome to grown-up monkey world. Why on earth is it never paid off? Reason 1. Perpetual deficit. The government always spends more than it collects. It is like Timmy earning 1,000 bananas but having these bills. Rent, 400. Food, 300. Transport, 200. Other stuff, 300. Total, 1,200. Every month he is short 200. Every month he borrows. Reason 2. Political promises, election time, and the candidate monkey promises free bananas for everyone, a hospital on every tree, retirement with 1,000 bananas, and I will still cut taxes. Voter monkey, yay, I am voting for him. Math, impossible. But the politician does it anyway. How? With more debt. Reason 3. Rolling the debt. This is the master trick. The government does not really pay the debt. It rolls it over. Here is how. It owes 100 bananas today. It borrows 110 new bananas. It pays the old 100. Now it owes the new 110. Repeat forever. It is a legalized pyramid that everyone agrees to play. The full vicious cycle. The government spends more than it has. It borrows to plug the hole. It pays ever larger interest. It needs to borrow even more. Back to step 1. Does this not blow up at some point? Great question. When does the bomb go off? The system works as long as monkeys are willing to lend. But it can go bad when 1. Confidence vanishes. Investors think this government will never pay. Nobody lends. The government crashes. 2. Interest costs become unpayable. When interest on the debt eats the entire budget. No bananas left for anything else. 3. Hyperinflation. The government prints too many bananas to pay. Bananas turn into toilet paper. You need a truckload of bananas to buy bread. Real examples of jungles that went bust. The jungle of Argentina defaulted many times. The jungle of Venezuela, the banana became confetti. The jungle of Zimbabwe, they printed a 100 trillion note. The jungle of Greece almost got kicked out of the European Union. Timmy, scared. And our jungle? For now, it is under control. But can they just declare default? Timmy going radical. What if the government says, I will not pay whatever? Consequences of default. Credit goes to 0. No one lends to you ever again. The currency collapses instantly. Imports stop. Goodbye imported bananas. The economy goes into a tailspin. Monkey life returns to the Stone Age. It is like not paying your credit card and nobody ever lends to you again, but much worse. So, is there a solution? There is, but they are like a diet. Everyone knows what to do. Nobody wants to do it. 1. Primary surplus. Spend less than you collect. Use the leftover to pay debt. Problem. The politician who cuts spending rarely gets reelected. 2. Grow the economy. If the jungle produces more bananas, the debt becomes small relative to income. Example, owing 100 when you make 50 is awful. Owing 100 when you make 1,000 is manageable. 3. Controlled inflation. Let a gentle inflation, say around 5% a year, slowly melts the debt. But it is like medicine. At the right dose it helps. In overdose it kills. 4. Renegotiation. Sit with creditors. Can we make a deal? Sometimes it works. Sometimes it does not. 5. Privatization. Sell state-owned companies to pay debt. But it is like selling your car to pay your credit card. Saves you today, what about tomorrow? The truth nobody says out loud. Pay attention, Timmy. 99% of countries will never pay off their entire debt. That is not the plan. The real plan is to keep the debt rolling forever without letting it explode. It is like living always with a credit card balance but paying the minimum so your credit score does not get wrecked. Does it work? So far, yes. Forever? Nobody knows. Summary of this whole madness. The country spends more than it collects always. It borrows to cover the gap. It pays interest forever. Who pays? Me, you, everyone. How do we pay? With taxes, with inflation, with worse services. Will it end? Probably never. Can it go wrong? Yes. And when it does, it gets ugly. What Timmy and you learned now. When Timmy sees on the news, debt rises by 500 billion, He understands. It is money the government spent without having it. It will be paid with interest. Basically forever. Who pays in the end? The people. That is why bananas are expensive and the hospital is struggling. Timmy gets philosophical. So that is why it feels like the country never moves forward. Bingo, Timmy. Part of what we produce goes to pay interest on old debt. Moral of the story. A country's debt is like the light bill in a student house. Everyone uses it. Nobody wants to pay. It piles up, and when the final bill arrives, everyone pretends they did not see it. The difference is, in a student house, you can move out. From a country, not so much. So that is it, Timmy. Next time a politician promises heaven and earth, ask, how are you going to pay for it? Spoiler, with more debt that you will pay with interest.